Yeah, because we live, but yeah.
Oh, it's live now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so,
Yeah.
well, anyway, the mean old white man, he's just himself. But we're in a stage where it don't make no difference what he do. This is actually the end of 2020. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So today is what we call Thanksgiving, what they call Thanksgiving. And technically we got together, we wanted to just thank Allah for Imam Tufayl. You know, like we appreciate that Allah allowed a person like that to be with us for his period of time. And we want to thank Allah for that, you know. I mean, it's just, well, we'll get into some of it as we go along. But it's a long story, and it's a good story. And it's a successful story. Remember, other people have certain measurements for success, and for Muslims, we have a different measurement of success. You know, I was listening to one of these guys, in fact, this morning, I hadn't heard him say it before, but he said the Creator studied and something or other, and then he found out which was right and which was wrong, and this was a motivational tape. This is the one to rise.
Okay.
You might have never paid attention, but the guy on there mentions what he's technically saying is that you have to study what works and what don't work. So now, like the Creator studied, or basically that's what he's saying, that the Creator, Allah, the God, looked at what worked and what didn't work. Like we can look at what worked and don't work, like, and I just wrote down in my note, I said, this man is crazy. That's what I wrote right here. The Creator learned, and then I put insanity. So, like, alhamdulillah, it's like the Creator just kind of, well, I don't even want to say Allah, but the Creator just said, well, let's see how this will work. So he said, first he put 3 eyes on the human being, then maybe 1 toe. He said, oh, that don't work. And then, you know, after a while, he coming up with a pretty good human being, like us. No, that's not the way it is. Allah is the Creator. Allah is the knower. Allah don't have to study nothing to find out if it works. And when Allah in the Quran says that He does things so that He will know, it don't mean so He will know. It means so you will know. Like Allah allows things to happen so we will learn. You know, we will acquire the knowledge of ourselves. And even in all the books talk about know yourself and know your enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. In other words, for the human being, we are dealing with a process of evolution in our own self. You know, kids, we evolve, we get bigger and older, you know, and hopefully we evolve psychologically and hopefully we evolve spiritually. We're living in a world that's not like that. We're living in a world that's chaotic. And so the world that we're living in, we have to find our way in the midst of this chaotic world. And we thank Allah for allowing us to be with people who have the ability to evolve, consciously evolve. So what we're dedicating today is what we call the Imam Tufayl Strategic Command Center, which includes the Masjid, 4481, top and bottom, 4607, the bookstore, and everything around here. That this is what we're calling the Strategic Command Center. Now, this is for, you know, like they say, have a short-range plan, a long-range plan. This is basically the short-range look. This is the 1 year period where we want to become operational. Like clean out all the stuff downstairs, clean out everything everywhere, refix it. Like people come through, they see little stuff down here, a little there, and they always mention, what do they call it? Cosmetic. See, you need a little cosmetic. Well, cosmetic, come on in, you can just cosmetic it up yourself. Right. If you want to. Maybe they want to get paid for it or something. And generally, we'll do all of that ourselves. We're on our own type of a schedule, and we'll go through that. So within 1 year, we want to have the Strategic Command Center operational. That means that we have a staff. That means that we have, like when we used to do our articles, As-Sabiqun articles, we have stacks of these articles. In fact, I suggest that everybody read those and study them, because those articles talked about the stages of growth that we were going through at that time. And basically, we're still going through those types of stages. So we thank Allah for a friend like Imam Tufayl and a brother. I mean, and a person that you can study with and exchange. You know, like after you get to studying together, pretty soon you'll be sitting there with tafsir and be going back and forth, and it really helps each of the people involved in that develop. Now, don't forget that we've had reading lists here, study guides, and we've went through just about all the literature you can imagine right here. We'll go through that process again as we move toward a higher state. Okay. And to have not only a friend, a brother, but a witness. See, a witness is somebody that can bear witness. You could say, remember this and remember that, and they remember. And we might have one witness left. So we want to get busy while it is someone that can bear witness to the different things and how they fit into this big puzzle that we call life. So we want to outline our future. Outline our future means that right now the Strategic Command Center will be the focal point in this area or in this region, probably in the whole country, for the type of progress that we're outlining. When we say outline our own future, that means that we're using this type of language that we've been talking about all the time. Visioneering. Visioneering means like engineering. Picturing, where do you want to be? Visualizing, what part do you want to play in this movement? And associating that with your actions. We're just happy and proud to say, with discipline and focus, we have always played a part, a critical part in whatever was going on at our time. Okay, so we're going to talk about different times and different spaces and what they mean. But we're writing our own future. It's like saying putting your own fingerprints on the pages of history. That's what we're doing now. And we have to, As-Sabiqun, those that go out first, those who lead the way or those who show the way. Some translators said those who lead the way, and some said those who show the way. Right now, we're in a period in our own mind, in our own heart, of those who show the way. What we should be doing at this period of time. And showing them that all of these possibilities, that the things that the Muslims say, the non-believers say, and the thing that the human beings say that it's impossible to do, well, those things that they say that are impossible, we have to do those things to make them possible, and usually do it right in front of their face where they can't deny it. We've already done, and we'll talk about that as we move along, we've already done as a community certain things. People that have been here have borne witness that all the things that we've been involved in as a community, and some of the things that have happened as a challenge to us. But we've never ran away from a challenge because we know the rules of struggle. That the bigger the challenge, the bigger the obstacle, the bigger and better you have to become to overcome that challenge and overcome that obstacle. So we're thankful for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowing us to have a brother, a friend, and a witness amongst us for all of those years. Okay, now, when you dedicate something, it's like you're saying that we want to say from our own heart that this person and their gifts to the community and to Islam meant something, right? And to show you how we feel about it, right, Islamically, we're going to now take this to a higher and higher and higher level. Because some of the things that the Muslims have failed to do is to take their leaders, their people, as focal points, as guideposts. You'll hear foreigners, they always talk about Sayyid Qutb, they talk about Imam Khomeini, right? They talk about Imam Hassan al-Banna, we talk about Dr. Khalil Siddiqui, all of these great personalities. But there's nobody in the black community holding up. We used to talk about Imam Muhammad Muhammad. The people might mumble a little bit, but they're not jumping out in the street talking about Imam Muhammad had the message and he did this and he did that. You notice they're quieting down. And you go to their places pretty soon, they're filled up with people that don't even know who Imam Muhammad is. They don't know his contribution. They don't know that he changed. You got to think about it, because sometimes we think about people where they are politically, and we used to do it ourselves. But when you think about a personality that took people that was getting ready to get on a spaceship, you know what I mean? And the mothership, and who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. You talk about insanity, was that student lesson number 1. First thing you got to learn, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. Boy, that's a big title. And he took us from that, right? He took us from that to La ilaha illallah. And we used to have people come sometime, the Ikhwanis would come. Once we had a big meeting here, they was coming, and they wanted us to join Mass and all these people. So they had their big sheikh, he was sitting right over there, then they had them. So one of the brothers was looking at brothers downstairs. He says, I was watching them make wudu, they didn't make wudu right. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know who those people are, and they may not have nothing to do with us. What are you doing anyway, coming around spying on people?
Being a voodoo police.
Yeah, to see did they miss one hand? Did they miss the other? Did they do this? This is a mentality they have. We have to raise our people up to a higher level, right? We have to take them to the level of completion. Okay. And remember, they don't have to be perfect. See, the older you get, the less you move away from perfection. And not the less you want goodness, but you don't expect perfection out of human beings who are imperfect, right? You just don't expect it. And if you find it, the higher the level of perfection you find, the happier it makes you, right? But you don't want to force anybody. You're not perfect. We always say, they got George Washington down there, they can name the whole city after him. They got Thomas Jefferson down there, both of them slave owners and all of that, right? Had people whooped all the time. And what was perfect about them? Absolutely nothing. And they rant and rave about freedom. Remember the parts we went over that they had about slavery, and they nexted it. They put it out, set it aside, because this will prevent us from having unity of the colonies with the other white people who own big businesses up there, and da-da-da-da-da, or the slave owners. So all the stuff they talked about, they never even intended, right? All men are created equal. Bull crap. You just said before that they wasn't, that one group is a slave and an evil king is one that's taking these poor people and bringing them over here, and we have to work them to death. That's basically what it is. It is the king's fault that we working all the Negroes to death. I'm telling you, okay, they're not, in other words, people do not have to be perfect to rise them, to raise them above ourselves, right? They don't have to be perfect. Okay. So, you know, one of the things about, say, our library over there, we're going to have a section in there, and Brother Tufayl we're going to have a Brother Tufayl section for books. You have to sit in there and read them, because if you take them out, they won't come back. I mean, of course, that's what some people say, you know. But it's his library. Whatever they leave over there, I told him I'm going to have a section over there. And it'll just have, you know, his name and the section for the tafsir of Quran that he had and all those things that he had, the different various tafsir. In fact, all the things he had read, you know, and things that he studied. And they have the chair, they have all that stuff for white folks in libraries. The presidents, they get a center, you know what I mean? And they keep all their records there. But what about us? We're not gonna, them guys are higher than we are, and we believe in Allah, and they kill babies all over the world, right? And they lie, they just purposely lie. Well, that's weapons of mass destruction, and where they at then? Right? And when the old guy die, he gonna get a library or something to keep his notes in, keep his lie. He got a book of lies. That's what they ought to call them, a book of lies. Anyway, as we move on, so that's what we'll have in our bookstore. We'll fix it up and tidy it up, and we're gonna get on that right away. So that's a section to be studied. Consolidate the masjid. We get to clean out, we can box up the things we want to keep, which is only a few, and we're just cleaning this place out from top to bottom. And all the mold and everything that's around, we'll bleach it down, paint over it. We're gonna fix the place. Cosmetic, they say you need a few cosmetics. We're gonna take care of all that.
The brothers are true.
No, see, like, so personally, you remember when we started working on the house, I used to work all day almost.
Right.
Then I go, okay, I ain't gonna blame the boss man for everything, but then I started getting tired and aches and all that. And in the first week, I wasn't getting none of that. So we're gonna start back to doing it. 14-hour, 16-hour day, that we're gonna work every day doing what we've been talking about. It don't make no difference whether it hurt or not. It has no difference. And see, you have to study yourself, and you got to realize what condition are you really in. Is it age, or is it something else? We had a saying years ago, whether physical, chemical, or psychological, we're going to do our job. And boss man, people that know, he used chemicals on people. It's all in it. That means anything that alters or changes, your makeup. So he uses chemicals on people. And included in chemicals, he will use drugs on people. And if they fall in the wrong category, he'll slip acid in, everything on them. They'd be orange, sunshine, clear light, and you won't know what they're talking about. And they won't either. But what we say to boss man, just bring that on. That's all. You just bring all that on. Physical, psychological, or chemical. It don't make no difference. That means there comes a time